14th of August 1947, the eve of India's independence. A band of musicians belt out some classic tunes. Patrons listen in rapt attention. The setting is opulent. The guests noteworthy. Gourmet dishes like the consommé à l'Indienne, délices à la Hindustan, and poulard soufflé en dépendance are brought out by well-dressed butlers. And then, as the clock strikes midnight, a jazz rendition of our national anthem plays. Yes, our national anthem, Jana Gana Mana. This is a very special place at a very special time, and I'll tell you more about it now. Hello and welcome to A Century of Stories India, brought to you by IDFC FIRST Bank, always you first. I'm your host Kunal Vijaykar, and this is the story of the Taj Mahal Palace, the hotel that transformed the idea of luxury in India. The Taj Mahal Palace Hotel was India's answer to the luxury hotels of the world and even the high-end hotels of Mumbai, many of which did not admit Indians at the time. But in the spirit of Atithi Devo Bhava, the Taj welcomed all. It was built and opened in 1903 by Jamshedji Nasirwanji Tata. Did you know that this iconic building on the waterfront of the Arabian Sea is the OG landmark in this part of our financial capital? Even the gateway of India that it stands in front of was only completed 20 years later in 1924. The hotel matched the decors and facilities found in the best establishments of the world, from London to Paris to Berlin to Dusseldorf. But it was also proudly Indian and featured elements from Indo-Islamic architecture, making it deserving of the moniker the Taj Mahal, a name taken from the White Marble Mausoleum in Agra. The design and architecture of the Taj is a perfect blend of the global and the local. From the floating pink staircase reminiscent of Hogwarts, to the Mughal-inspired jali designs and Maharashtrian wadis that improve ventilations, to the ballroom pillars made of the same steel as the Eiffel Tower. All this was the brainchild of Indian and English architects and designers who worked together. When it opened, the hotel was an absolute game changer. Let me tell you exactly what this means. Let's say that I, Kunal Vijaykar, was a guest at the hotel, one of the lucky 17 who first checked in on the 16th of December 1903. I would be stepping into the first hotel, in fact, the first commercial building in India to have electricity. I'd be assigned a personal English-style butler upon check-in, take a German elevator up to my luxurious suite, switch on the electric lights and American fans, soak in a Turkish bath before heading down to a scrumptious dinner. And all this, I'd pay a tariff of ₹6 a day. If you checked in a few years later, you would even experience the very first air conditioning system in Asia, which was made possible by an ice-making plant that produced 15 tons of ice every day. These were leaps for science and modern comforts in India. But redefining luxury is about more than creature comforts. The Taj Mahal Hotel brought Indians access to some class acts and connected us to the world outside. Let me give you a few examples. The Independence Eve jazz band that I told you about, the band was commanded by a stately Indian man named Mickey Corea. Before 1939, this wouldn't have been possible. Indians were generally not seen in such positions. But when World War II broke out and the German conductors left the country, the gig was offered to Corea, an Indian man. Mickey Corea led the jazz ensemble at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Mumbai for 21 seasons from 1939 to 1960. He holds the record for the longest stint as a resident band leader, rivaled perhaps only by Carol Gibbons and the Savoy Hotel Orpheans in London. This orchestra brought together the best jazz musicians in India, from trumpeter Chick Chocolate to saxophonist Johnny Baptist, pianist Manuel Nunes, and many others. Their legacy? It runs through the music of generations of jazz bands in India, even to this day. But it also did one more thing. It brought a universal music and global experience to India and to Indians, one that we'd never seen before. And that is just one of the many details that set the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel apart. Just like the newly launched #MadeOfIndia credit cards by IDFC FIRST Bank, Ashwa and Mayura are metal credit cards that are built with the same ethos of thinking global, yet being deeply rooted. This card is for the global Indian who travels across borders and carries their values and culture with them. The metal cards offer exceptionally low forex markup, exclusive airport lounge benefits, exceptional reward points on spends, and a lot more. Okay, back to the story. From cultural icons to political heads of state, anyone who passes through the city of Mumbai aspires to stay at the Taj. It's played host to everyone, from Maharani Gayatri Devi to Queen Elizabeth II, from Sarojini Naidu to Oprah, from President Obama to the Dalai Lama. Over the years, the Taj Mahal Palace continued to set benchmarks and mark significant milestones in the cultural memory of the city. India's first discotheque blow-up, India's first all-day dining restaurant, Shamiana, and it also became the first Indian building to get a trademark, joining the likes of the Eiffel Tower, the Sydney Opera House, and the Empire State Building. A very long list of firsts line the legacy of this hotel. And as anyone who's been to the Gateway of India knows, the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel and the Red Dome are the backdrop of choice for thousands of Polaroids, an unmistakable, postcard-perfect visual landmark when you think about the facade of Mumbai. From hosting Maharajas and freedom fighters to movie stars and fashionistas, the Taj Mahal Palace has been the historical setting for decades of momentous occasions in Mumbai. It is still the place to be for the who's who visiting the city of Mumbai. Not only that, the Taj has set the gold standard for Indian hospitality and service and brought a royal Indian touch to world-class luxury. You are watching A Century of Stories India, brought to you by IDFC FIRST Bank. Always you first. I'm Kunal, and next week, you should come back for another fascinating hidden story from India's history. Here is today's safe banking tip from IDFC FIRST Bank. If you're on the lookout for a job, make sure to carefully check the credentials of any potential employer. Scammers could be posing as recruiters to get your personal information and steal your identity. They may even ask you to pay for a background check or training program. Only quote offers from legitimate, verified sources, and keep watching for discrepancies in company websites and suspicious offers.
IDFC